Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network, presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Now let's send it to the ballpark for today's matchup.
Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We are back for the final game of the 2024 season, as the Rockabillies will be the home team here in this contest. A 7-inning game to finish out the Prospect League season for both Jackson and Full Count, right where we started back on May 28th, a couple of months ago. Full Count did not win the first game. They're going to try to win the last game, though. Weren't with us in the final 3 innings of the contest that just concluded. Full Count lost 14-8, as we did not have a national anthem in that game. Apparently, we're going to have one to start this game. So we're going to take a break while they have the national anthem be sung. Young lady who's got a tiara on her head. She is a pageant winner. Both teams line at the front of the dugout as the Jackson Rockabillies are on the field. Jackson McCoy in left field, Belt Rudd, center, Bill Bowen in right. You're right back.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Welcome back to the Full Count Broadcast Network. Now it's time for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineup.
Say, play ball. And for the last time, we're back in Drakes Creek Park. Beautiful rendition there of live singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Hannah McKay, I believe, was the name that showed up on the scoreboard out in right center field. Let's get to the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups for the final time in 2024. Leading off and playing first base, Jackson Cothran. Batting second, playing center field, Andrew Hunt. And batting third, playing third, is Brett Von Dolan. Cleanup hitter to this last game, Jacob Tobias playing left field. Henry Jackson at first base, batting fifth. Caden Usry behind the plate, hitting sixth. Lawson T back in the DH spot. He will bat seventh. He is our Frosted Luau player of the game in game number 54. Aiden Gibson out at second base. He'll bat eighth, and Cooper Newsom will round out the lineup playing shortstop. And on the mound for the Rhythm, Lake Morris, the rising freshman left-hander heading to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. He is on for his fifth start of the year and a fifth appearance, 2-1 record. 15 and a third innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 10 walks, 14 strikeouts, 1.17 ERA. He will face the Jackson Rockabillies lineup that looks like this. Trent Lawrence Playing third base, leading off, Brian Dacker, the catcher. Batting second, Nick Barron at first base. Batting third, Will Bowen is the cleanup hitter playing right field. Center fielder Dalton Rudd batting fifth. Jackson McCoy in left field hitting sixth. Shortstop for this contest is Jackson Blemler. He will bat seventh. And the third baseman will hit eighth. That's Caleb Hall. Ethan Rossow, the DH, batting ninth. And on the mound, Kyle Lambert just played his season at Jackson State, right down here in Jackson, Tennessee. He's from Savannah, Tennessee. Says he's a left-handed pitcher, but he is not. He's a right-hander, 6'3", 175 pounds. Not sure. I don't think he's got an eligibility left back at Jackson State. So I'm not sure where he is headed, but he's had a rough summer here as a Jackson Rockabilly. But Jackson Cothran's going to stand in and look at the first pitch from Lambert and take a healthy cut, but come up empty, and we are underway. 7:41 Central Time. Game time temperature 91 degrees. Brought to you by Helitech, as they have all year. Drive over the head of the second baseman on the second pitch, and Jackson Cothran sees, and he delivers a leadoff single. Helitech offers permanent solutions in waterproofing and foundation repair to heal your home's symptoms. Heal your home with Helitech. Thanks for joining me for the final game of the Full Count Rhythm Prospect League season, also the final game of the regular season for all teams. Andrew Hunt steps in, and he takes a pitch right down the can for a called strike. Robert Boone is our home plate umpire. Bobby James out on the bases. Hunt 1 for 5 in the game that just concluded. Scored a couple runs, drove one in. University of Alabama, Birmingham. He's been an all-year player. He slices one off to the right side. That will hit off the facade of the second deck and carry him down, all the way down in to the front 8 rows. Andrew Hunt, the son of Stephen and Cameron Hunt, Birmingham, Alabama, looks at a strike 3 on the outside corners. His first at bat in the last game is caught looking for the first out. That'll bring up Rhett Von Dolan. Andrew Hunt has a Donna Shirley Ann Hunt in Birmingham. She's been with us all year. Hello to Pops and Mina, also in Birmingham. He stayed at the host home of Matt and Ashley Blazer. Von Dolan, team's leading home run hitter, stands in. Looks at a called strike. 1 for 3 in the previous game. This one drew a walk, drove in a run with that single. 0-1 pitch, hit high and shallow to left field. Jackson McCoy in, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Von Dolan trying to get one over that blue monster in left field. Stands probably about 60 feet high, 310 feet away down the left field line. But just got underneath that one. Jacob Tobias stands in. Tobias 2 for 3 in the game that just concluded. Scored a run, drove in a run. Looks at a pitch outside. Tobias 6'2", 195-pound rising sophomore. He's also from Birmingham, Alabama. Formerly lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee, a marketing major at Lipscomb. Stephen Robin Tobias, brother to Zan, as that pitch misses our catcher, Brian Dacker, and down to second base goes Jackson Cothran. Let's see, I don't have PLTV pulled up. Let's see if we've got an ability to get to today's live scoring of this game. Let's see if everything has reset. That is a wild pitch charge to Kyle Lambert. And there's going to be another pitch inside. It's going to get by Dacker, and Cothran making his way around the bases. Might have been one that Dacker could have handled. See if they charge him with a pass ball. Trevor, we're only playing one more. We're not going to get all 56 in this year. Only 55. Not sure why they wouldn't at least let us play 9 innings, but it's only a 7-inning game. Labor kicks and deals. That's ball 4 to Jacob Tobias, and he'll reach, and that'll put runners at first and third. And of course, all year long, that's been brought to you by CrossFit Hendersonville. Thanks to Full Count Ministries sponsors. Almost probably as long as Full Count Ministries been a Full Count Rhythm sponsor since the beginning. They've allowed the players unlimited usage over there at the CrossFit Hendersonville, just as Framework Athletics is allowed over there at their facility. As Henry Jackson, 3-year player for Full Count Rhythm, looks at a pitch in the left-handed batter's box. Of course, it's for a called strike. Plays at William and Mary now after a successful career at Carson Newman. Looks ball 1 inside from Waxhaw, North Carolina. Spell it just like you think. 5'10", 200-pound grad student, now newly engaged to Rebecca Payton. Looks at a breaking pitch, a little bit high. Business management degree, the son of Frank and Beth Jackson. Hello to twin sister Mackenzie, and Mimi in Lakeland, Florida, and Pop and Mum in Hollywood, Florida. Staying at a host home, I believe, with the McDuffie. Now, ball 1 strike count. Tail end of the last game. Harrison Jones. That's Conrad, the leadoff single over the glove of second baseman Caleb Hall. Not this getting started. Mike out looking. Fly out by Brett Mondole. Back-to-back walks by Kyle Lambert. Baseman loaded. Caden Custer. Custer, South Carolina. It's his baseball. First in South Carolina and Aiken. Late. Hey, Phillips. Custer with bases loaded and 2 outs. Looks at a called strike. Sure. Ball to third, sharply hit, but right to Trent Lawrence, who runs and beats Jacob Tobias to the bag. We're out number 3, so a 5 unassisted will end the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left on the base. Rhythm trying to get their 26th win of the year, come in 25 and 29 after the loss, and have officially lost the 2 for the Showdown Anchor Transportation Series here at Jackson Rockabillies. Get to 5 and 7. It's supposed to be a 13-game series, but with the rain yesterday, then that only allowed us to be able to play 2 games results today of the signing game yesterday. This contest. Hey, they're going to end up with the best overall records. They got the best record. Western Central South they're going to miss the play. They're going to have best record regardless of they do 30. They have the best overall record, the Western Conference South Division, but the Drillbilly won the first half. Here, that the second half has a 16-10 record coming into tonight's action. They're like inbound boots, meaningless contest. Blake Morris out on the mound. It's his second time. He's towed the rubber here and goes well for it the last time. But outing here. So 3 of 4. Very, very good outing. Came off late. Hendersonville High School graduate. 5'11", 167 pounds. Gallatin. Farley and Grant. Here. Fouled off. Swing and a miss, and the game gets started off with a Roof score strikeout. Doesn't sound right, Zach saying. The headset is what his text to me says. Swing and a miss. Restarting and making sure your plugs are all the way in. To make a change. Anybody else out there thinking this is not sounding right? I'm not sure. Didn't have any complaints in the first game. Oh, now it cleared up. Okay. Maybe that was just me with maybe the reverb. Okay. Well, field mic was turned down. Not sure if that had anything to do with it. But thanks for checking in. Zach, appreciate you joining the broadcast and listening to your intern, I guess. Back to bad. It's bouncing. Wonder why that's happening. Fly ball out to right field. That'll get out of play, and that'll be a souvenir. See. Anybody else having any problems? Tim, we keep losing your voice. Another foul ball into the stands, and I'm hearing something now. Really sure what's happening. Does it sound any better? Too low. Pop up to the right side, and it is AAA Autoglass foul ball time here at Rockabilly Stadium. Testing 1, 2, 3. Check the Yamaha mixer. Everything looks good there. There's ball 4 to Brian Dacker, the catcher. On a full count, Ministries full count. Nick Barron will step to the plate. Carla T says you hear me now. I'm not sure what happened. what's going on. Plug in, take it out. Foul balls getting up into the mezzanine level off the bat of Nick Barron. If you're looking for a foul ball, you must sit up to the right of home plate. All these right-handed batters against the left-handed pitching, Lake Morris. Trying to get a ground ball to end this inning. Pitch just inside to Barron. Nick Barron, a rising senior at Northern Illinois University from Palatine, Illinois, 6'4", 235 pounds. Pitch gets away from Usry, and some reason, Brian Dacker just stays at first base. It's almost like they're up 18-0, and he said, I don't feel like running down to second base. Pitch, the ball got away from Usry a pretty good distance, actually. Shot out to center field, fly ball. It had Andrew Hunt kind of mesmerized there at first, but he comes in and make the catch for out number 2. Now I got to turn that field mic down as music comes on. Will Bowen, who actually got a mound appearance in the game that just finished. He pitched in Hendersonville. Lines went out to left field. Let's see if that'll stay up long enough. It will. Jacob Tobias comes in and makes a nice running catch for out number 3 to retire the Rockabillies. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So after 1 of 7, there's no score after 22 runs were scored in 7 innings of game number 54. Keep it right here. I want to try to get to all of the players who've been here long. Get to their bio. Sam Matherly, 6'2", 175-pound right-handed pitcher from Danville, Kentucky, plays at Bellarmine University in Louisville. He's a rising sophomore exercise science major, the son of Brad and Susan Matherly, and brother to Rachel, who's been hosting him this summer in Nashville. Hello to Pop and Nana in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Doug and Grandma in Louisville. His mentor has been Evan Jones. Of course, J.D. Price got into the game at a 1-2-3 inning. He's been here all year. Nick Judd took the loss in previous game. Been here all year as well. Aiden Gibson, there's the number 34, playing at both ends of what ends up being the doubleheader. Raleigh Claunch, he might have a chance to throw today. He's been here all year long, made the trip down. I guess it's closer to Florence, Alabama from Jackson, Tennessee than it is Hendersonville. So he just went ahead and grabbed his stuff out of the Neal's house and drove himself down here. 5'10", 195-pound redshirt junior at University of North Alabama, the son of Pat and Kelly Claunch, brother to 8 siblings. Hello to Grandmommy in Jasper, Alabama, and Mimi down there in Florence as well. And stayed with Carson Howard at the Neal's house. Todd Neal was his mentor. Hopefully that went well. Todd's a great guy, great supporter of Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm. So I know they enjoy having their players there. I saw their very first one. Jackson Benjamin was up at Framework Athletics as we were getting on the bus today. He was pitching to a youngster. There's a ground ball off the bat of Lawson T over to third base in the first pitch he sees. And Trent Lawrence throws out T for out number 1. Lawson had a big 2-run double, one hop the left center field wall in game 1. Aiden Gibson stands in. 2 for 4 in the 54th game of the year. Had a bunt single and line drive single. Scored a run. And he is Mr. Longevity as well. Did have a downtime of about probably a week or 10 days a little bit ago as he was nursing some sore feet as he swings through, and he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch popped up in the infield. Nick Varon, the first baseman, standing 2 steps away from the bag, makes the catch for out number 2. They'll bring up Cooper Newsom, the number 9 hole hitter from Harding University down in Searcy, Arkansas. Came on after Ramey Harrison left. He's wearing Ramey Harrison's number, and they got confused. They still have it up on the scoreboard as Ramey Harrison. He pops up the first pitch he sees. That'll be playable. Just in foul territory, Trent Lawrence makes the catch for a quick top of the second inning. Zeros on the board as we move to the bottom of the second. Again, I want to thank all of you for listening in all year long, not only on the Full Count Broadcast Network, Facebook, and YouTube, and earlier in the year, Twitter, but also on PLTV, and had our issues with PLTV. I know you've had them just like I've had them. Having it right now, trying to get to this game. Some of you may already have that kink worked out, but it's been just way too much trying to finagle around to try to get there. Last year, the last 3 years, we just been broadcasting, doing our video on Facebook and YouTube. Added it to Twitter, I think, last year, and for some reason I still can't get to the game that I want to see, which is this one right here as Lake Morris comes out. Second inning of work. See if it'll pull it up for me here. Has anybody out there gotten it up on PLTV here for game 2? On the 5 o'clock game, we found that one originally, but not able to find this one. Getting down the list of players have been here all year long. Jackson Cothran, first baseman at Ohio University, transfer from Motlow State Community College. He's playing first base in this final game. He's the son of Josh and Charlie Cothran, brother to Easton, Weston, Jacob, and Savannah. Papa and Nana are in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Grandma Pat, she's down there in Florence, Alabama with the Clunches. Lake Morris to face 5, 6, and 7. First pitch swinging, pop up on the right side. Cothran over to give it a look, but it will land in the first row. I mean, right on top of somebody, a couple guys down there right behind the Rhythm dugout. I don't think they're connected with Full Count Rhythm, but one of them's got a foul ball. Dalton Rudd's the center fielder. Swing that first pitch and looks at ball 1. Hey, there it is. I finally got it up. Full Cow is taking on Jackson. Another AAA Autoglass foul ball. That will get over the corner of the roof down behind first base. Not sure why they don't go on there and fix that. Why? I have to go on and fix it every time for my score bug, and the ground ball to Gibson slowly hit. He has to charge, and he'll glove and throw on the run to get the first out here in the bottom of the second. Not sure why the opposing teams don't go on there and do it. I don't know why it happens in the first place. Every time you use all caps on those, you don't get, more than 9 letters in that score bug. But if you go back in there and do like I did and do small letters, that pitch is one hopped back from Usry after halt strike to Jackson McCoy. Final game of the year. Thanks for tuning us in. Lots of foul balls today. AAA Autoglass, and they have a sponsor here, Cell Phone Repair. I think it even shows up on the PLTV shot. They have a center field camera. The AAA Autoglass foul ball ends up in the Rockabillies dugout. Nice cameras that are run here at the jukebox. They do a good job. Their PLTV coverage. Morris tried to sneak in on the outside corner of that breaking pitch to Jackson McCoy, but couldn't get it in there after several foul balls. 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking pitch. Again, apparently curving around the plate, says Robert Boone, our home plate umpire. Bobby James on the bases. Jacob Tobias out on the left. Andrew Hunt in center. Henry Jackson in right field. 2-2 pitch. Fastball grounded to third. Brett Von Dolan gloves on 2 hops. Strong throw over to Jackson Cothran for out number 2. And Cooper Newsom is the shortstop. Aiden Gibson playing second. Jackson Cothran, who caught game 1 of what turns into a doubleheader here tonight, finishing up in Jackson, is playing at first base, and Caden Usry is the hind catcher, as I learned in the South, is what they call, at least in softball games, they call the catcher a hind catcher. I'd never heard that growing up in Cincinnati, Ohio. 2 outs. Ball is lofted out to shallow center field, and that will find green grass before it gets in the glove of Andrew Hunt for the first base hit for the Rockabillies. Bloop single by Jackson Blemler. We're going to have, this is not Caleb Hall. Trey Watson, who's a pitcher. Did I not get the right? Lineup? Let's see what they're showing. Left-handed hitter. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw down is high and to the right field side. Stolen base by Blemler. He had 1 in game 1. Let's see if Trey Watson has an at-bat this year. He does not. It's a weak ground ball to second base. Gibson charges, gloves, throws to Cothran. And that will retire the Rockabillies. You do collect 1 hit. Let's strand that runner. 4 through 2, no score. Let's take our first break. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
You might get to nap, but your money doesn't. Like right now. At Volunteer State Bank, it's working hard day and night, earning 4.5% APY. Playtime, drive time, anytime. You could be out with friends or on vacation, but your money, it doesn't take a break. You've worked hard for it. Now let it work hard for you. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account today and earn 4.5 annual percentage yield if qualifications are met on balances up to $15,000.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Trying to solve the mystery of Trey Watson. He is playing second base. Not sure if he started out there, but according to the lineup sheet that I was provided, he was not in the starting lineup, so he apparently is now in for Caleb Hall. Trey Watson is a right-handed pitcher. University of Mobile. He's a Ram from Beauregard, Alabama. One of the top pitchers in the league this year, and getting a chance to play second base as Jackson Cothran will lead off the top of the third. First pitch swinging, ground one into the hole between first and second. Glove by the first baseman, Nick Varon, and he underhands to Kyle Lambert for out number one. Assume this is still the last game of the year. You never know who they're going to send out there. It is still Kyle Lambert. Appreciate the Rockabillies putting their numbers on their sleeves, even if they don't put them on the front of the jersey. It is on the sleeve. Andrew Hunt is struck out looking. Looks at a first pitch low and outside as Shirley Ann Hunt's checking in. Good to see her on Facebook. Hunt backs away from a pitch inside. Got a whopping 5 of you listening in on Facebook tonight. 2 balls, no strikes to the center fielder. Swings and pops one up to the right side. Didn't get the pitch apparently he was hoping for, and he pops out in foul territory to Nick Varon for out number 2. Brett Von Dolen's going to stand in with 2 outs and nobody on. Final game of the year, 55. Supposed to be 56. And this is only a 7-inning contest. Several folks, this is their last time. That ball is laced foul. Jackson Jarvis, third base coach down there saying, hey, put that in play, not near me. Jackson McCoy, the left fielder, will throw that one into the stands. Or I think he threw it into the bullpen. This did off to the right side, but it will land foul. Kyle Lambert got that pitch right into the kitchen of Brett Von Dolen. Let's see if they've got, or if they ever had, Trey Watson or Caleb Hall. They did have him in the game, so popped up. That'll get out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball. That'll be another souvenir. Apparently somebody made a catch, I'm guessing off a hop. Probably the least attended ball game of the year that Full Count has been down here taking on the Jackson Rockabillies. Game was originally scheduled as a single game, 9-inning ball game. Full Count was supposed to play Jackson the last 3 games of the year, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Sunday's game was rained out. Swing and a miss by Von Dolen. He's down on strikes in a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Lambert. That is his first strikeout of the ball game. And Von Dolen's had several of those this year, but he has had an excellent year for Full Count, leading the Rhythm in games played, games started, home runs with 6, RBIs had 41, and make it 42 as he got one in the previous game, and that leads the Rhythm. And in official plate appearances, had 170, add 3 to that, 173. He's played all year long. The third baseman, sometime first baseman, occasional DH for Full Count, Brett Von Dolen. Other players have been here all year long. Of course, Jacob Tobias, Harrison Travis, Jackson Marbett, right-hander out of Spring Hill, Tennessee. We get to his information. Already talked about Jacob Tobias and Harrison Travis. Jackson Marbett was in the transfer portal earlier this year and now found a spot at Trevecca Nazarene University in Nashville. 6'4", 205-pound redshirt junior. And played at MTSU for 3 years. He's the son of Lee and Julie Marbett, brother to Ellie and Ava, grandson of Granddad and Grandmama in Columbia, Tennessee, as well as Nana in Nashville, Nathan Neal. It's been his mentor all year as well. Lake Morris back out for his third inning of work. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 in the Rockabilly lineup. Ethan Rossow, the DH, stands in on the right side, swings at the first pitch and fouls that one. That gets up into the second level, the suites area for a AAA autoglass foul ball. 0-1 pitch popped up on the right side. Back goes Gibson. In comes Henry Jackson, and he calls off his former Eagle teammate over at Carson Newman for a fly out for out number 1. Trent Lawrence will stand in. He's the leadoff batter, struck out swinging in the first. No runs scored here in the final game of the year. Jackson comes in with the highest ERA, but they also walk a lot and they score a lot of runs. I think they're second in the prospect leagues in runs scored. I think they might be first in walks. Morris misses with the first pitch, but gets the second one in there for a called strike. Chillicothe Paints lead the prospect league in hitting with a .307 batting average. Jackson came in at .258. Ground ball to third. Von Dolan has it. Gloves, throws over, and almost got his first baseman drilled by Trent Lawrence running down the line, but Cawthorn able to avoid the collision for out number 2. Ryan Dacker stands in. Dacker or Daker? I've heard their PA man just said Daker, so I was hearing their broadcaster call him Dacker the other night in the Monday game. He pops this one up on the right side. Out goes Cawthorn, but Aiden Gibson's going to call him off. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Lake Morris, as he has faced 11 batters, giving up 1 hit in 3 innings. Not sure how long Lake Morris will go, but there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. So we'll get to some more players have been here all year long. Von Dolan, I got through his information earlier. I did. Pedro Pulliam, he drove his truck down here. Pedro Pulliam is only an hour away from home now. Packed up all his belongings in the basement of Tim and Susan Reese. And Andrew Perry had done that a couple days ago. I think that was Saturday night or Sunday. No, Sunday night. Packed his stuff up and moved back home. Drove back up yesterday for the ball game and then back home. And now after this game, he doesn't have to get on that Anchor Transportation bus. Andrew Perry does not. He will just drive to his house here in Jackson. Pedro Pulliam, though, he's from Memphis, Tennessee, 5'11", 195-pound sophomore at Southwest Tennessee Community College. He's a Saluki right down in Memphis. He's the son of Ernest Pulliam and Ingrid Pulliam, brother to Brittany living in Mississippi, and uncle to Charles, his grandson of Grandpa in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Mama Maya in Guatemala. Steve Barrios has been his mentor. He and Andrew Perry have been staying in our house all summer long. Right-hander and a left-hander. They did not go at it. You know, right-handers and left-handers got along. So, not sure if Pedro will get an opportunity to pitch in this game, the final game of the year, or not. Ryan Sweeney, number 18, next on the list. We'll get to Sweeney as we move to the top of the 4th inning. This game is moving along quickly. I might start crying by about the 6th inning, as we're only playing 7. Kyle Lambert out for his 4th inning. First pitch to Jacob DeBias is a called strike on the outside corner. Of course, we've talked about Jacob DeBias being the answer to who collected the first hit, the first RBI of the season for Full Count. We did not talk about who collected the first home run of the year. Well, it was Jacob DeBias right here at the jukebox. In the 6th inning was a solo home run, and he took a home run cut there Foul tipped it into the mid, down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He'll take a little bit of a timeout. He is they call him the K-man here. They name one batter in the Rhythm lineup. If he strikes out, everybody gets Taco Bell, and they get Taco Bell's. Jacob Tobias swings and misses for the strikeout. So he's called the Taco Man. He just made everybody happy here. Pretty sure he didn't do it on purpose, though. But Jacob Tobias hit his home run in the 6th inning of a game that the Rhythm ended up losing. 2 batters later, Andrew Hunt also delivered a solo home run. So they were the first 2 home runs for the Full Count Rhythm. Jacob Tobias collected his 2nd RBI there. Henry, the Eagle Jackson, who walked in the first, stands in, looks at a ball outside. Fouls that one up. That's going to be a souvenir. And just to the right of my station here in the visiting play-by-play announcer booth, big net over the front of me, so I don't have a chance to get a foul ball come in the booth. Ground ball down to third base, foul though. AAA autoglass off the bat of number 9, Henry Jackson. Ryan Sweeney, a relief pitcher for Full Count, 5'11", 185-pound sophomore at Trevecca's from Franklin, Tennessee. Pitch to Jackson, grounded into the hole on the right side. That's a base hit for Henry. He's on base twice here in the final game. 2nd hit for Full Count with 1 out. Rhythm have a base runner here in the 4th. That'll bring up Caden Usry. Ryan Sweeney, the son of Ed and Julie Sweeney, brother to Bryson. He's married to Madison. They live in Cornersville, Tennessee. He has a Mimi in Franklin, Tennessee, and a Papa and a Nana in College Grove. Been staying in the home of Brent and Pat Elliott. Fantastic folks. Andrew Andriotta is his mentor. And Ryan Sweeney has had an excellent year for the Full Count Rhythm. At one point in time, struck out 12 straight batters over 5 appearances on the mound. After giving up a ground out, then retired what ended up being 17 straight batters before allowing a base runner. Ryan Sweeney, I hope, goes back to Trevecca and a little more dialed in on the strike zone. I think he had a little trouble. Can throw the ball hard. He's got a really good couple off-speed pitches, but I think he, at the beginning of the year, had trouble locating his pitches, but he has had a very productive summer with Full Count. Caden Usry looks at a pitch, looked pretty nice from my 200 feet away, but called a ball, 2 balls and a strike to Usry, who grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 1st. Runner leads off at first, 1 out. Usry swings and misses. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two is high. Well, but Full Count Ministries full count. So I think I've got to all 18, I think is the number of, oh, we didn't get Wyatt Fuchs information out there, I don't think. He's here. Full Count is swung on and missed. Down goes Usry as he had an awkward swing and nearly fell down in the left-handed batter's box. 3rd strikeout for Kyle Lambert. It's now 2 outs here in the 4th. Henry Jackson still hanging out at first base. Lawson T stands in. Did not use a yard card in the first game, and I'm not going to use it right now, but Lawson T, it's really big surprise that he has not gone big fly this year. He is a big young man, and I know he can hit one a long way. Hit a big double that one hopped out to the Toyota Tennessee sign out in left center field. Drove in 2 runs in the first game of this doubleheader, and looks at a ball high there. Proud Mike sitting right outside the window here, and you get the folks that are right below you. There are a few people here, though. Swing and a miss by T. 10 in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with Aiden Gibson on deck. It's going to get Lawson T looking. That breaking pitch catches the outside corner, and Kyle Lambert ends up striking out the side. And a single by Henry Jackson mixed in. And he is stranded at first base. Rhythm with no runs and 2 hits in the ball game. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. See if Lake Morris comes back out for the Rhythm. We'll take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Score home run deals from your hometown dealer. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We've got Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Rhythm's exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles at no additional charge. We've got great deals on deck, so step up to the plate. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network for the final game of the year. Lake Morris back out for the 4th inning. He'll face 3, 4, and 5. Nick Barron, Will Bowen, Dalton Rudd that are scheduled for the Jackson Rockabillies. I want to thank all of our sponsors this year, those in the program, those who have been doing specialty ads, and all of you that have been listening in, come to games. You've listened on Full Count Broadcast Network, watched on PLTV. Appreciate you joining us. Zach Williams and I have enjoyed thoroughly bringing you the accounts, descriptions, whatever the third word is that they say on broadcasts. Morris misses inside. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to Nick Varon, who flew out to the center fielder. Of course, Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, our title sponsor for the 4th year, confirmed with the queen of Full Count Rhythm. Popped up to the right side. Let's see if that will be an easy play for somebody. And it's going to be a short race. Young guy, probably about 14 years old, got to that one. 2 balls, 2 strike pitch. Strike 3 called, and another roof store strikeout. Second of the ball game for Lake Morris. First out here in the 4th. Morris's last outing was against the Danville Dans. Let's get to that correctly. Make sure this. He had a 4-inning start, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 3. So that pitch misses the glove of Caden Usry and might have gotten home plate umpire Robert Boone. That was a 2-1 loss to the Danville Dans, the only loss of the year to the team that won the first half in the Eastern Conference Central Division. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed hitting Will Bowen, who lined out to left fielder Jacob Tobias to end the first. There's a called strike that whispers at the outside corner. July 19th up at Lafayette, Indiana. Lake Morris had his best outing of the year. 6 innings, no hits, no runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. As that pitch nearly hits Bowen, and 3 ball, 1 strike count with 1 out, nobody on. He got the win in that game. Here at Jackson, he went 1 1/3 innings back on July 12th. Gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. Foul ball straight to the backstop with Full Count Ministries full count. 2 walks and a strikeout. did not take the loss in that game. Did take the loss in the 2-1 game against Danville. Full count pitch to Will Bowen is just outside. Morris thought he had another one, as that pitch has been called a strike in this contest already. Second walk of the game by Lake Morris, the soon-to-be freshman at Belmont University, my alma mater in Nashville, Tennessee. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. They have sponsored our starting lineups and also jerseys. Todd and Linda Hunley over there at Chick-fil-A at Rivergate. First pitch to Dalton Rudd misses outside. He grounded out to second, his first at-bat. Safeware provided protective safety equipment and emergency preparedness supply since 1979. Been a call to the bullpen sponsor. Pitch in there for a called strike. Of course, ask Eli, who's our foul ball sponsor, and he's going to tell you AAA Autoglass. Fastball misses down. He'll also tell you who sponsors our strikeouts. And that is a Roof Store strikeout. Frosted Luau sponsored our player of the game. Appreciate them coming and bringing their treats to Drakes Creek Park all summer long. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anchor Transportation been moving us around all year long. Steven has been our long-term bus driver. He's down in the dugout right now. Framework Athletics and CrossFit Hendersonville. Framework Athletics, we're looking for that first run of the game now. Swing and a miss. Ball is dropped, but Rudd is out on strikes. Another Roof Store strikeout. It's out number 2. Jackson, no runs, 1 hit. Rhythm have no runs and 2 hits. Also, have not had a Doodat double play, but Lawson T did deliver a Doodat double that I neglected to announce in second half of game 1 that we played down here in Jackson. First pitch to Jackson McCoy is in there for a called strike. La Quinta Inns and Suites, located at 120 South Cartwright Court in Goodlettsville. They have sponsored our alumni spotlight that we've had. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and missed. Throw is into center field. On to third base goes Will Bowen. No throw. So there's the first error of the ball game on the throw by Caden Ussery to get Bowen to third base with 2 outs. Not sure why they would play the ESPN highlight jingle on a stolen base and an error, but just trying to get them all in here in the last game of the year. Final day of July 31st, in case you're not wearing a watch and you need to know. 0-2 pitch coming to McCoy is inside on the inside corner. McCoy backs away from what turns out to be strike 3, and that is a Roof Store strikeout as Lake Morris does what Kyle Lambert did, and that's strike out the side while also allowing a base runner. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We are through 4. Maybe the guys are just going to play nothing to nothing, and we're going to play a 13-inning ball game here. Not sure, but we'll go to the top of the 5th inning. Let's talk about some more of our sponsors here. Full Count Ministries, of course, has sponsored our verse of the game, and we'll have a final verse. I don't know. I might go with Isaiah 28 or 40, 28 through 31. May have to do that one by memory for you, as looks like the Jackson Rockabillies manager is out to give some changes. So let me see if I can pay attention to what's going on here. See if we got a different pitcher. That's still Kyle Lambert out on the mound. Nick Barron still at first base. Trey Watson at second. Didn't see the umpire point anywhere. Still Trent Lawrence at third. We got a new shortstop. Let's see who number 22 is. Jackson Lucas. He is their closer. We'll get some pitchers in the ball game. Jackson Lucas playing shortstop as Aiden Gibson stands in, 8-9-1 to face Kyle Lambert. First pitch is bounced to the plate. Not sure if that's still Jackson McCoy in left, Dalton Rudd in center, and Will Bowen in right. Bushnell's looking right through the screen. Looks like a left-hander out in right field, so I'm guessing that's still Will Bowen. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Aiden Gibson. He's going to pop one over to the right side. And Trey Watson wants to get a put out. He's the second baseman, and he does. He makes the catch. Gibson has now popped out to the first baseman and now to the second baseman. Cooper Newsom will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He's popped out to the third baseman. A lot of pop-outs here this ball game. Kyle Lambert gets a called strike to Newsom. I'm guessing that Jackson Lucas has gone in for Jackson Blemler because he is the new shortstop. He will be the Prospect League leader in saves at the conclusion of the year. I think he's got 13. Ball's lifted out to right center field. Over is Dalton Rudd. Maybe. It doesn't look like Dalton Rudd anymore. I don't think Dalton Rudd's wearing a single-digit number. Dalton Rudd shows number 21. I think there's a new center fielder. But that's TJ King's problem. Let's see if he's got these changes on the score sheet. Jackson Cawthorn, he's 1 for 2. Looks at ball 1, low and inside. We'll head back to Athens, Ohio to complete his college career at Ohio University. Looks at a pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. He has had a phenomenal year, folks. He is one of the guys who's had a fantastic year here for Full Count. Swings and misses at that pitch. He has led the team in hitting for probably the last 3 weeks at least. Leading the team in walks, runs scored, hits. So he fouls that one off. AAA Autoglass foul ball. Picked up, I think it's his 47th hit of the year. See, Brett Von Dolan has 45 hits on the year. 2-2 pitch is outside. Count will go full. Full Count Ministries, full count. I wonder if that's Merritt Carter out there in center field. Looked like it could have been a number 1. Full count pitch. Outside. Jackson Cawthorn draws a walk. He has one of the best hitting eyes in the league. Is walk number 3 of the ball game by Kyle Lambert. That'll bring up Andrew Hunt. He's 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop out. Hunt came into this doubleheader action with a .224 batting average. 28 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run. That home run came right here in game 1 of the season. He has to back away with a fastball. Hunt collected a hit and an RBI in game 1, so make that 25 hits on the season. Breaking pitch parachutes right over the plate for a called strike. Let's get you a gap shot right here, Andrew, or what the heck? hit a home run in your first and last game. You're not going to hit one on that pitch as that pitch lands low and outside. Jackson Cothran picked up his 35th walk of the year. On base average over 470. Now popped up to the right side. That'll get into foul territory, but the catch is made by Nick Varon for the third out. And Hunt is 0 for 3. Couple pop outs to the first baseman. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base. Rhythm left on 3 in the first inning. Single and a couple walks. Could not push that Framework Athletics first run of the game across the plate, and we still have nothing but zeros up in the run column here in this final game of this season. Let's take another break, and we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
About to announce Jackson Blemler as the batter, but Jackson Lucas is who came in the top of the fifth to play shortstop. Will face Lake Morris, his first at-bat of the year. He looks at a called strike. Jackson Lucas has 17 appearances on the mound. 13 of those were saving a ball game. He backs away from an inside fastball. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. To the right-handed pitcher from Hoover, Alabama, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He gets a bat on a ball there and foul tips it back to the backstop. The crowd did not cheer like I thought they might. Got a couple pitchers in the ball game. Is on deck is Trey Watson, left-handed batter. A right-handed pitcher. Actually, he's a switch hitter. He's a switch hitter, but he's not going to. He didn't bat right-handed the last time as Jackson Lucas goes down on strikes. Another roof store strikeout, the 5th of the ball game by Lake Morris. Trey Watson stands in, must feel a lot better swinging from the left side. He grounded out to Aiden Gibson in his first plate appearance of the year, playing second base. So they have 2 pitchers playing middle infield. Backed away from that pitch. It lands on the outside corner for a called strike. Let's see if they say that Lucas pinch hit actually came in the ball game. That's a pretty good cut right there by Trey Watson. Watson will vie for, the possibility of the most wins. Let's see if he's still up on top of the most wins. Came in with 6 out of 7 decisions. Was tied for 4th in games started with 9 on the mound. 56 innings of work. That was 3rd. And he struck out 44 batters. That leads the team. Let's see where those stats have him in the prospect league. 0-2 pitch, catches the outside corner, and there's another roof store strikeout. The last 3 have been backward Ks in the books. That is 6 now. The last 5 outs that Lake Morris has recorded have been via the strikeout. Let's see if we got wins. Trey Watson On the mound is Ethan Rossow, the DH, stands in with 2 out and nobody on. He clubs the first one he sees, a line drive that will one hop in front of Jacob Tobias for a 2-out base hit. That's the second hit of the ball game for the Rockabillies. Back to the top of the order. And Trent Lawrence will stand in. Lawrence came in hitting 116 on the season. So this is game number 27. It's only his 16th start of the year. 5 hits. He's got the runner picked off, throw down to second base, and they're not going to get Ethan Rossow, who was going on first move. Morris with a little bit of a deliberate throw over to Jackson Cothran. Nobody covering the base there quickly enough, but so that will end up being a stolen base by Rossow. Second stolen base of the ball game. Rossow had a couple in the game that finished right before this one. So now a runner in scoring position for Trent Lawrence, who fouls that pitch off. Now down to the count 0-1. The 2 pitchers in a prospect league right now who have 6 wins on the season. Trey Watson's 1, and a pitcher named Monty in Springfield. The Springfield Lucky Horseshoes both are 6-1 on the season. Swinging a ground ball that will go foul down the first base line. Hit off the tarp. Got if that's Andrew Perry. No. That is Raleigh Clunch who will pick that one up. Throw it toward the rhythm dugout. 0-2 pitch coming to Trent Lawrence, the third baseman. Swinging a shot down the third base line, foul. Bid for an extra base hit and an RBI. Landed about 10 feet left of the fair line. Trent Lawrence with 1 extra base hit. It was a big fly. He's got a home run, 8 RBIs. It's 5 hits. Morris has got him picked off again. They throw to third base. The throw from Lake Morris is not handled by Brett Von Dolan. There is another stolen base by Ethan Rossow. Morris has him figured out. He's had him picked off twice, but Rossow just too fast on getting to the next base. Von Dolan, who was not playing on the bag, had to hustle over, try to make the catch from Morris on the run, and couldn't corral that. So now that's all moot as Trent Lawrence goes out on strikes, and that's another roof store strikeout. 7th of the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are through 5. We're scheduled for 7 here, and there is still no score. Let's see if I can figure out who's going to go out. That is, in fact, Merrick Carter, who is the center fielder, who is out there for Dalton Rudd. So we'll put him in Rudd's spot. Let's see who the left fielder is. It's supposed to be Jackson McCoy. And he turned around on me. And I think that is still Jackson McCoy out there. Merrick Carter has entered the game last inning for Dalton Rudd. Merrick Carter, I think, has played in the most games for Jackson Rockabillies. I think this is his 49th game. It's game number 55 of the year. So top of the 5th inning is when Merrick Carter came into ball game. We got a new pitcher on the mound. It's a left-hander. Let's see. Maybe they've got a position player coming in. It's number 42. Making his debut. Riley Howard from Zachary, Louisiana. Wheaton College, 5'11", 200 senior. Says he's making his Rockabilly debut. And that is, in fact, Correct. He has no statistical accomplishments. So a left-hander will come in for Kyle Lambert. Riley Howard. Good outing for Kyle Lambert. He goes 5 innings. He's not going to get a decision in this, but gives up 2 hits, no runs, walked 3, struck out 4. These are unofficial. Did not hit a batter. As Howard will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Rhythm lineup. That's Brett Von Dolan. I'm going to go yard card right here. Brett Von Dolan's done me once on the road. I believe that was up at Rex, up at Terre Haute. Pulled my Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram yard card, and Brett Von Dolan hit one out of the park. We'll see if he does it again right here. He will not. Pop that one up. If it gets out of play, maybe over to, my yard card stays intact as that pitch lands 3 rows in the stands. Trent Lawrence over to try to make a catch, but Brett Von Dolan has new life. Got that one off the fist from the left-hander Riley Howard. The 0-2 pitch is high and inside. Howard does not throw hard, so Von Dolan's going to get one out of here. He's going to have to generate all of the power. See if I can let you hear the crack of the bat when Von Dolan hits one out of here. That's the crack of the bat, but he's popped it up to the right side. There's been a lot of that. And Nick Barron's going to catch my Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram yard card for out number 1. I'll use Zach Williams later on. So pop out, and we're going to have a visit. I wonder if we're going to have a new pitcher here after every batter. And they're going to take the baseball from number 42, Riley Howard, who's going to have a perfect ERA, 0-0. Not sure Riley's related to somebody, but he gets the pop out. We'll have a new pitcher. Not sure who it's going to be. Maybe it's Trey Watson. Going to come in from second base. It's not. Possibly number 18. They don't have an 18. Not on my roster. Maybe it's 13. Hey, we'll figure it out together. 13 is my final answer. Kobe Rogers. 13 is Kobe Rogers. Riley Howard goes 1/3 of an inning. Zeros across the board. And he gives way to Kobe Rogers. I believe he's been with the Rockabillies all year long. He is from Emporia University. Emporia State University, hometown St. Louis, Missouri. 6'5", 215-pound right-hander. Let's get that music off there so we don't get kicked off of Facebook in this last ball game of the year. All right, Kobe Rogers, where are you? 6.81 ERA. This is his 13th appearance of the year, 8th in relief. 37 innings of work, 40 hits, 36 runs, 28 of those are earned, 29 walks, 40 strikeouts. He's given up 6 long balls, 7 wild pitches, and he is tied for the team lead in hit by pitches with Nathaniel Hilton, who pitched earlier in the previous game. Hilton got the win, did not plunk a batter, so they are sitting tied with 10 hit by pitches this year. Jacob DeBias looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. He's already won Taco Bell. Grounds one into the glove of Rogers, who throws on to first base. Nice play by Kobe Rogers on the first pitch. He delivers to Jacob Tobias. Now 2 outs here at the top of the 6th inning. Henry Jackson's got one of the 2 hits. He stands in the right-handed batter's box. Been on base both times he's come to the plate. A Waxhaw, North Carolina native. Plays at the Tribe at William and Mary up in Virginia. Henry, just go yard right here. Henry, get your first big fly of the year. I know you can do it. Let's get Henry Jackson some more love. He's the assistant general manager of the Full Count Rhythm this summer. Did not start off with a team. Got here as quick as he could, though. Breaking pitch pulls away from, and it lands in the strike zone. Full Count Rhythm last year, 22 games, 7 doubles, did not pick up a home run. Had 17 RBIs. But the year before that, he had a home run. He's got 1 in his Full Count Rhythm history. Took a healthy cut there and came up empty, and he's a strikeout victim here. A 1-2-3 inning strikeout by Kobe with a B. Rogers, no runs, no hits, no errors. He made short work of Henry Jackson. We will go to the bottom of the 6th. No score. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This is Tim Reese for the final game of the season of Prospect League. Full Count, their first year in the Prospect League, and we have a Safeware call to the bullpen. Pedro Pulliam comes out of the Rhythm bullpen. 5'11", 195-pound right-hander. Rising sophomore. Plays high school baseball just down the road at Whitehaven High School at Memphis, Tennessee. Criminal justice major over there at Southwest Tennessee. They play in the TCCAA. It's the Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. I'll see him this fall with some showcases that Ball State and Southwest will be part of. See him back up at Murfreesboro, Tennessee here in a couple months, probably. So, son of Ernest Pulliam and Ingrid Pulliam, brother to Brittany and grandson of Grandpa in Fort Smith, Arkansas, Mama Maya in Guatemala. Pedro on for his 15th appearance of the year. It's his 14th in relief. Has 1 save, 19 and a third innings, 16 hits, 14 runs that were earned, walked 12, struck out 15. 6.52 ERA, and right now he's the pitcher of record as he comes in after Lake Morris goes 5 shutout innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 walks, strikes out 7. We'll get a no decision in this ball game. Sure, if Pedro's mom or dad is here in attendance, he drove his pickup truck from my house down to Jackson to meet us down here at the ball game. After the ball game, he will head home in Memphis. He lives with his father in Memphis. So it's been good having Pedro all summer long. Very, very nice young man. He is always enjoyable to talk to. On the stat sheet, of course, it shows his name as Nathaniel Pulliam, but he is Pedro. First pitch to Brian Dacker. Lord Dacre, take your choice. Is outside and high. Dacker walked and has popped out to the second baseman. There's a fastball that's apparently a little bit down. Williams' last outing was a start up at Rex in Terre Haute. Went 3 innings, about 2 hits, 2 runs. Walked 1, struck out 1. Breaking pitch misses somewhere, and he's down in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Pedro had 11 days between outings. Last one was against Thrillville. That actually was in Hendersonville, but says it was a makeup game. Had an inning of work there. Gave up 2 runs that were earned. Walked 3. And he walks the first batter that he faces here, Brian Dacker, in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up first baseman Nick Varon, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a strikeout. Excellent outing by Lake Morris, his 5th of the year. Yep, catches the outside corner for a called strike. Nathaniel Alexander Pulliam, better known as Pedro Pulliam. Trevor Barnes still listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network as that breaking pitch misses outside. Superfan Trevor, saw you throw out the first pitch yesterday. Can't remember who you threw it to. Don't know who caught yours. Been in every game this year, Drakes Creek. The called strike as Pulliam gets ahead to Nick Varon, the first baseman. Will Bowen in the on-deck circle. Correct that. That is not Nick Bowen or Will Bowen. It's number 15. Sliced foul off the screen over the harp down the right field line. And that's a broken bat. Number 15, guess what? That's another pitcher who's going to get an at-bat. Matthew Riley standing with a stick in the on-deck circle. Going to guess he's going to go in at first base. Or maybe not. Because Nick Varon's not the one he's pinch hitting for. Broadcaster error. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Mark McDaniel provided some gifts for part of the rhythm section. Pedro gets a swing and a miss and another roof door strikeout. Mark McDaniel is a sweet man. He's our public address announcer back at Drakes Creek Park. 4th year that he has been the Full Count Rhythms public address announcer. Enjoy time together up there. Ken Stegall, our official scorer, as Matt Riley gets his first at-bat, and he looks at a called strike. Left-handed hitter, see where he goes in the field. It's hitting for the right fielder, Will Bowen. Merritt Carter on deck. Rounds 1. That's going to get past the glove of Brett Von Dolen down there at third base, and there's not a chance in the world that the official score doesn't give Matt Riley a base hit on that ground ball. Merritt Carter will stand to the plate. He came in the top of the 5th inning for Dalton Rudd, and he is on base or at the plate with 2 on and 1 out. Brian Dacker moves down to second base, and we're going to have a trip to the mound. Jordan Duell with his regular jersey. No, he must have forgot his jersey. That's what happened, because he's wearing Harry King the 4th jersey. Yeah, he's wearing Lake Morris's in the first game. Let's make sure that that is in fact Matthew Riley. Singles through the left side. He's now batting 1,000, pretty sure. He does not have an at-bat. And he does not. He's got a chance to lead the team in hitting with that base hit. A chance that Von Dolan could have made that play, but it was sharply hit. It hit a little bit to his left. It would have been a tough hop to get. And I think it's correctly ruled a base hit. Merrick Carter, who played and finished game one of this doubleheader that concluded earlier. He finished 1 for 4 in that contest. Came into that game hitting .362 as the meeting is adjourned. 58 hits, make it 59 now. He's looking for his 60th hit of the year. Leads the Prospect League in doubles with 17. Came in with 34 RBIs. That leads the Rockabillies. Tied for second in hit by pitches with 15 in the Prospect League. Tied for 9th in stolen bases. And there is a balk by Pedro Pulliam. No, he stepped off the rubber. Stepped off the rubber and was going to throw over to first base, but Jackson Cawthorn was not covering. So no balk called. Good thing Pulliam had stepped off of first, but trying to pick off Matt Riley. He's not used to running the bases. He's from Eads, Tennessee. Pitches at Freed-Hardeman University. Pulliam gets the call on the second pitch he delivers to Merrick Carter, headed to Gardner-Webb University. Dalton Rudd finishes the game 0 for 2. 1-1 pitch, runners at first and second. Slider misses down, smothered by Usry. There's one out in the inning. It's a roof store strikeout of Nick Varon. Pulliam trying to pitch out of trouble here. There's no score, bottom of the sixth. We're only scheduled for 7 innings here. Raleigh Claunch loosening in the rhythm bullpen down the right field line. And Carter had to spin away from hit by pitch number 16. Successfully did that from the left-handed batter's box. See who's on deck, see if it's still Jackson McCoy. And it is the number 0 on his right sleeve. 3 balls and a strike to Carter. Pulliam stares down the glove, swing and a miss down in the dirt. Throw down to third base as the ball got away. And Dacker moves over to third. I think that's going to be ruled a wild pitch, and the Full Count Ministries full count as Matt Riley did not move up, and runners are at the corners with 1 out. Full Count Ministries full count to Merrick Carter. Pulliam needs to strike out right here. Carter has struck out 25 times this year. And he strikes out for the 26th time. Swing and a miss. Another roof store strikeout. 9th of the game by rhythm pitching. Second for Pedro Pulliam, and he's 1 out away from wiggling off the hook here. Jackson McCoy stands in. Started this game and left. He's still there. He's 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. First and third, 2 outs. Right-hander delivers to the right-handed hitting Jackson McCoy, who gives another AAA autoglass foul ball. He's a man of the fans. Souvenir baseball. Jackson McCoy from Booneville, Mississippi. He plays his baseball at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. 6'3", 205-pound rising senior. Riley Black caught Trevor Barnes' ball. Number 35. I know Riley. Sat next to him on the bus ride down. He's going to go to the swimming pool with my grandson and granddaughter tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike to McCoy. Pitch, runner goes, ground down to third. Von Dolan gloves, and he throws. And Jackson Cawthorn cannot keep his foot on the base, and there is the first run of the ball game. No RBI to McCoy. who reaches on the errant throw by Von Dolan. And Dacker comes in to score here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be an unearned run, but Jackson leads 1-0. Matt Riley was running on the play. He ends up at third base. So runners stay at the corners. An unearned run. But a run none. It'll bring up Jackson Lucas, the right-handed pitcher. He's playing shortstop. He grounds one to the right side. Jackson Cothran's going to glove that on one hop. Lucas running for all the world, but he's not going to beat Cothran to the base. 3 unassisted. Pretty happy he just got the bat on the ball, I'm sure, and that is the 3rd out. But 1 run comes in. It's an unearned run on 1 hit. There's 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We are headed to the 7th. This is the final inning. If Full Count can't come up with a run, this game will conclude in 7 innings. Again, we're going to keep it right here. Frosted Luau player of the game, we'll go ahead and name right now, is Lake Morris again. He goes 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He is the Frosted Luau player of the game for the 3rd time in his 5 appearances. As there is a new pitcher out on the mound for the Rockabillies. Kason Henry, number 41, is out on the mound. He is the 4th pitcher on for the Rockabillies. He'll be on to try to get a save for Kobe Rogers, who is the pitcher of record. He goes 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Let's see what his possibility is. If he should get the win, Kobe Rogers would move to 2-3. Pedro Pulliam right now is the pitcher of record. Currently is, I believe, 2-1. He has 2-1 on the season. He would. Rhythm can't get a run here. They'd pick up the loss. Let's see. Nick Barron at first. Who's a right fielder? Is that Matt Riley out there in right field? It is. Merrick Carter in center, and I believe it's still Jackson McCoy out in left. Okay. So Riley in right. I believe it's still Brian Dacker behind the plate. Kason Henry's going to face 6, 7, and 8 in the Rhythm lineup, unless there's a pinch hitter. It's Caden Ussery, Lawson T, and Aiden Gibson. Not sure, again, why we're only playing 7, but the originally scheduled game was a 9-inning game. This apparently is the back end of the doubleheader that was supposed to have been played yesterday. But if it was played yesterday in Hendersonville, Full Count Rhythm would have been the home team. So none of this is making sense to this broadcaster. But I'm not the commission. Full Count needs a run to stay in a ball game. Caden Ussery's 0 for 2. And he looks at a called strike on the first pitch delivered by Kason Henry. See if Kason has any statistical accomplishments. Now 0-2 on the batter. He does. This is his 4th appearance of the year. Looking for his first save. Has a 21.6 ERA and 1 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 6 runs, 4 of those are earned, walked 7, struck out 2, and he's just struck out number 3 right there. Caden Ussery goes down looking. Or out number 1. 6 strikeout of the ball game for Rockabilly's pitching. It came in with a 7.19 ERA. And that went up as Full Count I say that did. Actually, full count had 8 runs and 6 of those were earned. Slow tapper by Lawson T down the third base line. Off the mound is Henry. He throws wildly down the right field line, and Lawson T is going to stand up at second base. Let's see if they're going to give him a hit. They put an error immediately on the scoreboard. It's definitely going to be an error, but I think it should also be a swinging bunt hit for Lawson T. That was a tough play for Case and Henry. Let's see if they rule that a hit and an error. TJ King, the official scorer down here. Right now, still only showing 2 hits, but the tying run is now at second base. Let's see if they do award a hit to Lawson T. Single to the pitcher and an error on the throw by the pitcher. They do not run. Joe Watkins is available to run, but he is not out there to run for Lawson T. So a swinging bunt, and Aiden Gibson down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. He's 0 for 2 with a couple pop-ups to the right side of the infield. So an infield single and an error put Lawson T at second base, way outside for a ball 1. So 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Aiden Gibson to be followed by Cooper Newsom. If either one of them can reach Jackson Cothran wants to get one final at bat. Fisted and foul, heads up on the right side as fan tried to make a stab of that one and got a hand on it, but youngster behind him standing on the mezzanine ended up picking up that foul ball. Mike Kelly listening in. Full Count Broadcast Network. Another foul ball down the right side, and that will get into the grassy area, a little hilly area down the right field line, kind of like at the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama. Gibson standing in for what might be his final at bat. 1-2 pitch is outside. Ian Harrison Travis been staying at the host home of Jimmy and Linda Edwards. Wonder if they're just going to move in. 2-2 is check swing and ball low and outside. Gibson, the son of Adam and Amy Gibson. He's from Cleveland, Tennessee. Walker Valley High School. 49 games this past year with the Carson Newman Eagles. 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Looking to pick one up here, but he won't get a chance. He will draw the base on balls. So now runners at first and second. Cooper Newsom coming to the plate. It is Newsom time. He has been struggling here lately. What a time now to get a big hit, put the Full Count Rhythm on top. Get something in a gap. Maybe Aiden Gibson can score from first, but the Rhythm right now trying to tie it up. First pitch is in the dirt and going down to third. Lawson T with an excellent read on that dirt ball. Aiden Gibson still standing down at first base. We'll have runners at the corners, brought to you by CrossFed Hendersonville. Pitch hit in the dirt and hit right off of Dacker's mask. Wild pitch. Moves T over to third. I'm sure if Aiden Gibson, he was even aware that Case and Henry was even delivering the pitch, but they're going to have a team meeting out on the mound. Ryan Dacker, I'm not sure Case and Henry called this one, but Trent Lawrence, Jackson Lucas, Trey Watson, Nick Barron, Ryan Dacker. So that's a couple infielders, a catcher, and 3 pitchers. Your middle infield are pitchers. Jackson Lucas, the leading saves pitcher in the conference with 13 as your shortstop. Your second baseman, Trey Watson, tied for the most wins out at second base. And I think time was called. They got the music going as that pitch nearly hit Cooper Newsom. Robert Boone said, hey, we're not going to have a pitch there. That music was still going while Cason Henry was trying to deliver the pitch to Cooper Newsom. Obviously, was thrown off with the music because he nearly hit Newsom. 2 balls, no strikes. I'm not sure if that's true or not. First pitch was in the dirt. That second pitch, don't think counted. So I think it's actually 2 balls and no strikes. Let's see if Robert Boone looks at the scoreboard, sees 3-0. He does not. Scoreboard says 3 balls and no strikes, but I think that's one pitch that didn't count. Ground ball to third. They're going to come to the plate. Lawson T is going to be tagged out. And the 1-0 lead is preserved as Cooper Newsom hits into a fielder's choice. That's a contact play as T is out 5-2. And the Rhythm down to their last out of the season. Down to second base goes Aiden Gibson. Folks, there's no better hitter that you'd want at the plate right now to deliver a tying RBI right now than Jackson Cawthron. 1 for 2 in this game. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. Jackson Cawthron in this league, he could actually come back and play after his senior year if he wanted to next year. I'd love to have him back. Josh and Charlie. I'm sure that Greg and Kathleen Bender would be happy to host him again. 1-1 is swung on a miss. Now the Rhythm down to their final strike. All year long, folks. You've been there listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network, and most of the games I've been here on the road. Sure have appreciated a few of you, as many as there have been on the road, and there is a strike 3 on the inside corner. And that ends the season. Full count. Pitch a little bit inside, but that is a win by the Rockabillies. And the season ends. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Kind of ironic that Jackson Cawthron will be the last batter to come to the plate and he'd go down on strikes, because you can look at any team's stat leaders, and you're not going to find anybody who has a better walk to strikeout ratio than Jackson Cawthron. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and Cason Henry picks up his first save. Kobe Rogers picks up the win. He will move to, what did I say, 2-3 on the season. Pedro Pulliam falls to 2-2, and the Rhythm fall to 25-30 on the season. The final here is 1-0. Kind of amazing that a team that has the worst ERA in the league gets a shutout against the Full Count Rhythm in the final game of the year. Our Frosted Luau player of the game, Lake Morris, for his 3rd time. And our Full Count Ministries verse of the game, we're just going to go with Isaiah 40, chapter 28, or chapter 40, verse 28 through 31. Let's see if I can do this by memory. Do you not know, have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. That is the Full Count Ministries verses of the final game of the year. Folks, God's in control. He's in charge and he's able. He'll give you strength when you need it, and we need it every day. For General Manager Josh Cawthron, Zach Williams, Mark McDaniel in the press box, Ken Stegall, and all the Full Count Rhythm host home families, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you for one final time here as the Rhythm lose to the Jackson Rockabillies 1-0. Thank you all year long for listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Lord willing, we'll be back again next year for year number 2 in the Prospect League. God bless you. Good night on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. See you next time on the Full Count Broadcast Network.